Luke chapter 14, verse 25 and 26 read, "Large crowds were traveling with Jesus, and turning to them he said, 'If anyone comes to me and does not hate father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, yes, even their own life, such a person cannot be my disciple.'" Jesus is on his way to Jerusalem. And as he's traveling to Jerusalem, he is followed by tons and tons of people. And they're following him because of his healing ministry, the teachings that he's giving them, him delivering people from demonic forces, and even the physical blessings like food that he's providing. All of these people are following him. But Jesus knows that everybody following him is not sincere and they have ulterior motives. So Jesus asked them, or he says the statement in verse 25 and 26 to start to weed out the people who are serious versus the people with false or misleading motives. And he concludes this little saying with this saying in verse 33 of that same chapter. Jesus says to the same crowd, "In the same way, those of you who do not give up everything you have cannot be my disciple." Jesus is saying that if you are not willing to give up everything you have to follow him, then you're not a true disciple. Or to put it another way, your love for Jesus has to be so great that it looks like you hate everything else in comparison. Your love for God has to be so great that it looks like you hate your mother and your father and those closest to you. But Jesus isn't giving us a commandment that he himself did not walk through and walk in. There were times where Jesus' family came to him and he had to reject them so he could fulfill his mission for that day. And even when he was on the cross, he did not even try to defend himself. And people hurled insults at him even though he was innocent. It looked like he hated his own life. But all he was doing was living out his mission, totally surrendering and loving God even to the point of death. And what he did, he asked us to do the same. Give up everything to follow God. I say this not as a discouragement or not as something to challenge you beyond a burden that you can bear, but to encourage you. Because the blessing behind this is this: you can love other things. But whatever you love, it just has to pale in comparison to your love for God. You can have love for your family, love for your country, love for sports. You can have love for your boyfriend or your girlfriend, video games, music. There are so many things that you can love, but your love for these things must be dwarfed by your love for God himself. So our challenge is to make sure that we have the right love priorities in place. I want to leave you with 3 questions to help you assess where your true love priorities dwell. And the question is simply this: over the last 3 days, where have you spent your time? Where have you spent your money? And what brought you the most joy? Your answer to these questions will show you where your true love priorities dwell. God bless you. Thank you for watching. And don't misplace those love priorities.